Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I wore on my nails in July. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to see what I wore. Get some end of summer nail polish inspo. It's probably fall by the time I post this, but they're beautiful polishes regardless. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss out on future uploads. So I think I mentioned it in like my polish pickup wish list video, but this video is probably going up pretty late. That is because my computer completely crashed last month. Like it wouldn't turn on, so I lost some footage. I obviously didn't have a computer to edit on, and so I was just kind of forced to take a little break. It came at a good time though. It crashed around the time school was supposed to start, or school started back, and so I was a little bit busy and overwhelmed anyway. So everything happens for a reason. We're good. Yeah, I'm excited to be making videos again. So if you haven't seen one of my what I wore videos before, basically I share with you all the nail polishes, swatch pictures, and up close bottle shots of each polish that I wore in July. I divide the video into sections. So first we're going to take a look at bottle shots of polishes that I wore as pedicures. Then we're going to take a look at polishes that I wore as manicures. First ones that I liked okay, then ones I really didn't like and might destash, and then ones that I absolutely loved at the end. It's kind of like a little review on a lot of different brands, indie, mainstream, boutique, everything. All right, so I did wear a lot on my nails in July. I'm a teacher. I was on summer break. I was taking full advantage of that and changing my manicure every few days if I had the time. So we probably need to get started because yeah, lots of polishes to get through. So we'll start with pedicures first. The first pedicure that I wore in July, I think, was from LA Girl. It's this gorgeous pink called Desire. Desire is a cream polish that is a neon cool toned pink. I have another polish from this line, from this brand. I think it's called Eden. It's a pink too. And it was fantastic, so I wanted to get this on. I was really craving like a bright pink pedicure. You know, all the Barbie stuff this summer was super inspiring to me as a pink lover, and yeah, I needed this on my nails immediately. I was absolutely a fan of this as a pedicure. It had a great formula. I think it was a 2-coater, which I was like, really? Because the price tag on these is pretty reasonable, and it has a nice paddle brush. I would call it a wider brush, not necessarily a paddle brush, but it was very easy to work with. Gorgeous opacity. Will definitely wear it as a pedicure again, and probably as a manicure too. And then the other half of the month, the polish that I had on as a pedicure is from Orally. It's called Hotshot. This one is hard to describe because I couldn't even decide what color it was when I had it on my nails. In some lightings it looks like a neon red, and others it looks like a neon pink, and sometimes it looks like it has a little bit of orange in it. So this color blew my mind. Blew my mind. I just could not get enough of it. It was so bright and so bold and fun and perfect for summer. Like I kind of want to put it on again, even though it's almost fall now. But it had a pretty good formula. I want to say it was a little bit on the squishy side. Yeah, it was kind of jelly-like. So it did take a few coats to build up, 3, maybe even 4 if you've got really ridgy nails. But it was so worth it. The payoff was just glorious. Bright, intense, fun. I don't have a whole lot like this in my collection. Like I said, it was really a chameleon. Red, pink, orange. It just was just bright. So bright and so beautiful. Loved Hotshot. All right, next we're gonna get into manicures that I liked okay. The first one comes from Rogue Lacquer, and it's called Spirit of Innovation. This one has a dusty bluish gray base with all of these incredibly bold shifting flakes. I see blue, green, purple, and then it's got little black flecks in it as well. So I kind of wish I would have worn this at a different time, because I think if I would have pulled it in the fall, maybe even in the winter time, I would have liked it a little bit more. The flakes in here are what made me put it on my summer rack. They are so attention grabbing and really vibrant, especially in contrast to that grayish blue base. But it had more of a jelly-like feel. It did not build up to full opacity. I don't think. I could still detect just a little bit of nail line. So I kind of wish I would have worn it over something else, maybe like a gray cream, and I think that would have made the flakies pop even more and would have made me more fond of the manicure. So gorgeous color, did not dislike it. I just think I wore it at the wrong time in the wrong way. So yeah, it was all right. The next manicure that I liked okay was a combo. As a base, I wore Essie Souls on Fire. I would describe Souls on Fire as being a pastel neon orange. It is very bright. It kind of gives me like creamsicle vibes. And then on top of that, I wore a monthly mystery from Stella Chroma. This was their November 2022 monthly mystery for Mr. Stella Chroma. I would describe this one as being of like an orange, juicy orange almost. Jelly base with lots of shifty flakes. I see gold, copper, and green, as well as holographic flakes. So the Stella Chroma orange was on my summer rack. The Essie was not, but in swatching the Stella Chroma orange, I realized it was kind of sheer. It would not build up to full opacity on my nails, and I just wasn't wanting that look at the time. So I paired it with this Essie base. And I actually did enjoy these two together. Sometimes I don't like an opaque cream base with a squishy jelly polish on top because it just kind of takes away some of the squishiness. And I feel like that was a little bit of the case with this manicure. The creaminess of the Essie just made the Stella Chroma not feel quite so juicy and super summery. They did look good together, and I thought that the base of the Essie really did bring out the shiftiness of the flakes in the Stella Chroma, so that I loved. But I might try a different base with the Stella Chroma next time, and I did like the Essie a lot. I just think I'd prefer to wear it probably on its own. Another one I liked okay comes from Cupcake Polish. It's called Hey Now, Hey Now. This one is an apple green base packed with holographic flakes, scattered hollow. This is a really fun color. I grabbed it because I have nothing like it in my collection. It's super unique. The hollow flakes in here are gorgeous. No surprise, Cupcake Polish does them very well. But this particular shade of green, I just didn't feel like was especially flattering on my skin tone. It was fun and bright, but I feel like where it leans so yellow and my undertones are a little bit more yellow, it just wasn't my favorite shade of green on me. Still pretty, still very fun, but just not my absolute favorite kind of color on me. The next one I liked okay comes from Wildflower Lacquer. It's called Invincible. This one is a royal purple base, and it's got shifting shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green, and lots of scattered holographic particles. I think they're scattered. So this one almost made it into the love category. My goodness. The shifts in here are just wow. The formula was crazy. It was fully opaque in 2 coats. The hollow was absolutely beautiful. It really popped against the deep purple base. This is another one, maybe I wore it at the wrong time. It feels a little bit more fall to me, but because it has all of that incredible holographic, I just wanted to get it on my nails in the summertime so I could really appreciate it. Absolutely beautiful shade, and y'all know I'm not really a fan of purples like this, so the fact that this even made it into the light category and almost the love category speaks to just how amazing it is. Next, I have another Stella Chroma. This one is called Lazy Meadow. This one is a like kind of pinky, rosy, almost peach leaning base with shifting shimmer that's large particle. It shifts red to gold to copper to green, and then it has holographic flakes. So we got family pictures taken in July, and this one was the manicure that I had picked out. When we got rained out, we ended up having to reschedule our pictures, and so I didn't wear this one, but I almost wore it. I just wanted something kind of neutral and earth tone, and this fit the bill perfectly. I did like it a lot, and I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did because these kind of nudie shades are just not my kind of colors. But Stella Chroma does them really well. I felt like this base color was pretty flattering on my skin tone. The shifting shimmer was gorgeous. You just got glimpses of it in certain lighting, and then the hollow flakes are just scattered throughout the polish so beautifully and really irregular in size where they just catch the light every now and then and you get a little bit of extra sparkle. So this is kind of like the Wildflower Lacquer in that I'm a little bit surprised it made it into this light category, but when a polish is good, it's good, and this one was really good. All right, on to manicures that I did not like. The first one is a combination, actually, yeah, we got a few combos in this video. This one had Ruby Tutu from Sinful Colors, which is a really pretty red jelly polish with some super subtle sparkle that you really can't see on the nails. And I sandwiched that one with Noodles Nail Polish Cherry on top. That one is a clear base with some beautiful micro glitters in every color. Red, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, pink, white. It's supposed to look like sprinkles, and I think Natalie did a great job with this polish. It looks just like sprinkles to me. So I had Ruby Tutu on my summer rack. I added the Noodles nail polish kind of last minute, and I just thought they would work together. I tried it out on the swatch wheel before I put it on, but I didn't end up loving it. And I'm going to mostly blame that on Ruby Tutu from Sinful Colors. I'm just not a fan of this polish. The base color just felt kind of icky to me. In the bottle, it looks like a bright, beautiful cherry red, but on the nails when it's sheared out, because it is a sheer shade, and I knew that going in, when it's on the nails and it's sheared out, it just kind of reminded me of like throw up or something, which I know that's gross and I'm sorry, but that's what I saw. I didn't like it. The Noodles nail polish made it better. This topper is fabulous. I love the colors. I love the way it applied in just the right amount. And like I said, I think I ended up, I was going to do this Ruby Tutu on top, but I knew that I would like it less if I could see the glitters less. So I ended up leaving the Noodles on top, and I'm glad I did. I just, yeah, the combination was not for me, and I might be passing this Sinful Colors on to somebody else. Another one I wore and didn't love so much is a combo I used as a base Circ Colors Cushy, which is an iconic neon green shade. It's like a classic neon green. Wonderful formula on this one. And then I wore a topper, Hollow Tacos Solar Unicorn Skin. This one's a clear base. It's got flakes that shift red to gold to copper to green. I feel like I see a little blue and purple in there too. So I feel a little bit bad about not loving this mani. I just feel like Cushy is so iconic. So many people love it that I have to love it too. But if I'm being honest with myself, I didn't love it. Formula was great for both polishes. I thought the pairing was okay too. I really didn't dislike them together. I think just this neon green is a little bit outside my comfort zone. Y'all know recently I didn't even like greens. It wasn't that long ago I didn't like green polish at all. I've come around on them, but I still gravitate more towards like sage greens or olive greens, or even like emerald greens, or even, you know, sometimes like bright grassy greens. But neon greens, I'm trying. I didn't like it. And I really did have this in the middle category until about 5 minutes ago. And then I said, you know what? Be honest with yourself. You took that off 24 hours after wearing it. You were like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready for the next thing. To me, that says I didn't like it. So, didn't like this combo. No fault of the polishes. Just wasn't for me. Really pretty, but not on me. Not for me. And the last one I just wasn't crazy about comes from Glam Polish. It's called The Last Jedi. This one is a reddish pink base with blue shimmer and holographic glitters. So I kept going back and forth on this one. Sometimes I was like, just could not stop staring at my nails. I thought it was so pretty. And then other times I looked at it and just wasn't loving it. So I ended up putting it in this category. I think I could part ways with it and not be that sad. So to me, it belongs in the category. I think it was just the base color. I've said before, reddish pinks just aren't my favorite. I love red, I love pinks, but reddish pink, take it or leave it, you know? I just think the base color wasn't super flattering. I have other polishes similar to this. I have lots of pink with blue shimmer. It's a great combo. So I just don't feel like I need this one. And of all of my pink and blue polishes, pink bases with blue shimmer polishes, this is probably my least favorite, and so I might destash it. All right, and finally on to manicures that I absolutely loved this month. There were quite a few. The first one was a combination of Skittle manicure that I wore around the 4th of July, on the 4th of July. It combined two polishes from Colors. My Treehouse is on fire. That one is a bright cherry red base with shimmer that shifts red to gold to copper to green. I feel like I wore a lot of that this month, and it has hollow flakes too. I also wore Colors. I haven't found a drop. That is a brilliant cobalt blue. It's got hollow flakes, and it's got some blue to copper. I don't know. I feel like at some angles it looks like blue shimmer, and then at others it looks red. But I mostly saw blue shimmer on the nails and the blue base. And then I also wore Painted Polish Miss Independence. This one's a white base with some blue and red and white flakes. This combination was absolutely amazing. I loved how the combination of finishes, how the painted polish was the odd one out, and it combined the colors that were in the cameo colors and how the cameo colors were the same finish. It just all really worked for me. Sometimes I don't like Skittle manicures that have so much going on. I usually prefer to stick to 2 polishes and that's it. But because these two had the same finish, it was wonderful. And these are brands that I don't really wear too much of. I only have a few painted polishes and I've really enjoyed what I have. And same with Cameo Colors. These are my only 2 Cameo Colors and I absolutely love them. Fully opaque in 2 coats. Couldn't be more easy to work with. Wonderful paddle brush, just all around winning manicure. I also finally got around to the one polish that was left on my spring rack in July. It was Bee's Knees Lacquer Romajuliette. This one has an orangey corally base and shimmer that shifts gold to copper to green. The shimmer in here is super intense. It almost took over the base color and I loved it. I was not mad about that at all. This one was also pretty sheer. I built it up to 3 coats in my photos and in real life, but you can see in my photos that there was just a little bit of nail line showing. I think you can see that in the photos, but I still had a little bit of visible nail line and I still loved this polish anyway. The V&L is not my favorite thing, but sometimes if the shimmer and the base color is just so beautiful, it kind of doesn't matter, and that's how it was with this polish. Yeah, so shimmer, fantastic. Base color, very flattering. Every time I looked at my nails when I had this on, it kind of reminded me of like ruby red grapefruit, which was a really unique base color to my collection. Yeah, I loved this one. Another combination I wore and loved this month combined Glam polishes, close to perfect, far from normal, as a base. I would describe it as being a warm leaning purple base with scattered holographic pigment. And then I topped it with Polish Storm Witch, which is a very sheer purple base and blue to purple shifting shimmer and lots of holographic flakes. So both of these were on my summer rack. One of my subscribers suggested combining them and I'm so glad they did. Y'all, if you ever have suggestions for combinations, let me know them in the comments because this magic can happen anytime, please. But I really was excited to get Polish Storm Witch in the mail, but immediately disappointed that it was as sheer as it was. My goodness, it was like almost a topper. That's how sheer. And you all know I'm not the biggest purple person, so I wasn't super enthusiastic in the moment about wearing the Glam polish all on its own. But together, they were perfection. The hollow was out of this world because it was like 2 layers of hollow. The shifting shimmer really popped against the purple base and just, I did not want to take it off. I wore it for 4 days, I think, maybe 5. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. Mine and my husband's wedding anniversary was in July, so I let him pick a polish for me to wear. Light purple is his favorite color for nail polish, and so he picked Zoya Kaylee. It is a dusty light purple cream. So even though this one didn't feel super summery to me, you know, it's on the more muted side, it felt so elegant. I just felt very fancy with this on my nails. It kind of gave you a clean look, and I thought this shade of purple in particular was very flattering. Sometimes light purples I feel like wash me out a little bit, but this one had just a little bit of dustiness to it, which made it more interesting and again looked great against my skin tone. I was also very pleased with the formula. It was fully opaque in 2 coats with the Z-wide brush. I always use the Z-wide brush. But yeah, this is one I'd reach for again. I might wear it as a pedicure next time. 3 more. The polish that I actually wore when we got our family pictures done was a favorite. It's from KBShimmer and it's called Fruit Slices Yummy Yummy. This one is a bold peachy pink base with shifting flakes that shift gold to copper to green to blue. So my bottle may be faded a little bit. I showed some swatches to a friend and they said, oh, that looks a little bit less bright than it did when it came out. I bought this in a D-stash, so it's always looked like this as long as it's been in my collection, but let me know down in the comments if you think it's faded too. Either way, I thought it was so beautiful. Our photos were taken at a creek, and so I wanted something that was kind of earth tony, a little bit neutral. I didn't want something too meh. I wanted something that felt summery and felt bright, and this was perfect. The flakes were so shifty from that gold in most lighting, but then occasionally getting that blue and that green shift was just, oh, breathtaking. And then the base was super squishy. I love a squishy, juicy base. So this is a color that I was really hesitant about purchasing when it first released, but I'm so glad I grabbed it in the D-stash. I am absolutely a fan. 2 more manicures. This one combines Plastic Jungle from Orally, a classic. It is a bright, like neon grass green. Can a grass green be neon? If it can, it looks like this. And then I wore on top of that Magic is Life from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This is a super sheer green base with large particle shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green. So Orally Plastic Jungle was on my summer rack. I picked that one up this year, and y'all were right. This one deserves so much hype. What a beautiful shade. If you like green and you don't have this one, you need to hunt it down. It's worth the hunt. It's worth the extra shipping if you can't find it with free shipping. It is a beautiful color, and I will probably wear it every summer. That's how pretty it is. And then the Bee's Knees Lacquer Magic is Life was actually in my D-stash pile, and when I was going through my box of D-stash polishes, I saw it and was like, well, I think that would look beautiful layered over something. I can't part with it. And when I put these together, it was magic. Like, I could not stop staring at my nails. I wore this for days as well. I just didn't want to take it off. The shifts in the Bee's Knees were fabulous. And I didn't appreciate this polish initially because when I got it to swatch, I swatched it on its own. That's, I think, how it was intended to be worn. And I didn't like the visible nail line, but with a bright green base, it just made it so punchy and perfect for summer. I loved this combination. I want to put it on right now just talking about it. So I'm on a mission to go through all of my Bee's Knees lacquer polishes and find the ones that are more sheer and just find a base that can be layered underneath them, because the shimmer is just that incredible. It's so wow. And the final manicure that I love this month combines another Orally. I loved my Orallys this month with a beautiful KBShimmer. I love those too. The base was Orally It's Brittany Beach, another classic, a bright, beautiful, brilliant blue. And then the KBShimmer topper I wore is A Star Is Formed, which is a loaded topper with holographic flakes. They're very hollow, super shiny and sparkly. So I pretty much wear this combination every summer. I should just wear it every season with a cream that's a seasonal base color. Last year I wore Synthetic Symphony with A Star Is Formed from KBShimmer on top of it, and I was in love with that. So this year I did It's Brittany Beach. This manicure was amazing too. I think it was my favorite of the month, but I really am having a hard time picking because there's just so many really, really, really pretty ones. It's Brittany Beach, again, deserves all the hype. I hear people talk about this shade all the time. It's very deserving, great formula, beautiful glossy finish, feels super squishy once you build it up. And then y'all know, I feel like I talk nonstop about KBShimmer A Star Is Formed. I'm sorry, but I'm not, because if you don't have a scattered hollow topper that you love, I think you should try this one. It's just jam-packed with scattered holographic. It, to me, just gives the perfect amount of sparkle to any base. So when these two were combined, they reminded me of a night sky, a summery night sky. It was just, oh, I loved it. I have nothing else to say. I'm out of words. It was perfect. So those are all the manicures that I wore in July. Let me know down in the comments what stood out to you. Did you love any of my manicures too? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.